Hi, this is John from Chicago. I'm going to show you quickly how to connect your Eachine ProDVR, which I got from Banggood for about a little less than $16, to my EV800 goggles, which I also got from Banggood. This adds a recording feature to your goggles, which comes in handy for your small quads, which are too small to carry a camera with a DVR on it. Basically, you take the 4 screws out of the bottom of your goggles, and then that allows you to slide the goggles apart. And when you slide them apart, you slide that up, okay. When you slide them apart, this silver square in the corner, that's your actual receiver. It has terminals along the bottom of it, and you connect your wires that came with your DVR. You plug those into the middle slot here. I drilled a hole then in the top of the goggles. A lot of people will take the LED and just push that in and use that same hole, but I like to know when I'm charging when it's full or not, so I just drilled a hole right behind it, which worked equally good. You take your wires, you run those down to the receiver here in your goggles, and the terminals, you take your black wires, there's 3 of those, you solder those together, and you solder those onto the far right terminal on the corner of your receiver. The next tab of your receiver, going to the left, is your audio, so or your video. So you take the yellow wire and solder that onto the second tab. The third tab of your receiver, you solder your white wire, which is your audio. Then you skip a tab, and then the 5th tab, you solder your red wire, which is your power. Once you do that, it's as simple as that. Your DVR, you put it back together, and your goggles back together, and everything should work. So be careful not to catch any wires in there, but you just simply put that back together, and you put the screws back in. Okay, once you have the 4 screws back in your goggles and everything's put together, you make sure you have a video card in your DVR, and then you just turn this on, push the on button on the goggles. The light will come on, and I got the quad there, my Terra 130 in the background here. Once you push the button on the right on your ProDVR, the light will start to flash, and it's starting to record the video here. So let me get put everything back together and send this around on a flight, and I'll do a small recording for you. I'm starting my flight with my Terra 130. It's the first time I've really flown it around the house, except for just hovering it. I did put 2S battery instead of the 3S battery. It made it a little lighter, so if it fell, it wouldn't cause quite the damage. But my house isn't really quad-proofed for this. But as you can see, the video is fairly good. Occasionally it breaks up a little bit, but it's pretty good. The only problem I see is it's VGA. The DVR has 3 different modes, VGA, something in the middle, and then high def. And I couldn't get it to flip into high def. I got to do some more research. I tried putting the patch in, and that didn't work, or it wouldn't flash the patch or the updated firmware. So I need to look at that a little bit, but the VGA I think is good enough to share videos with, and if I could get the high definition, it'd definitely be a plus. I think if you're buying a new goggles, I would definitely go with one of the newer ones that has the DVR built in. I think it's the way to go, because any of the smaller quads, you're not going to be able to put a separate camera on it, and you definitely want to share the fun of videoing it. So thank you for watching, and watch some of my other videos.